We continue to cover the weed killer found in Monsanto and in your breakfast foods. And according to the FDA, traces of glyphosate are found in other popular foods. But what does the future hold for Monsanto and its best-selling chemical? Sara Montes De Oca and legal and media analyst Lionel are here for more on the story. Thank you guys for being here. Now, we're going to start with you, Sara. You reported yesterday that Bayer's lawsuits have been on the rise. Have they responded since then?
Well, they did rise from about 5,200 to 8,000, almost doubling. And Bayer had kept pretty quiet until then. Actually, they said they were committed to the merger, which is set to be integrating between Bayer and Monsanto by the end of this month. So they're fully committed, and the CEO actually released a statement saying nothing has changed concerning our strategy, attractive synergy potential, and longer-term growth and margin expectations for our combined crop science business. We are very optimistic for the future of the business. Again, denying that Monsanto and the weed killer actually causes cancer for that verdict. So they're going to continue to fight.
I want to turn our attention to the EWG's report, which sparked even more concern regarding glyphosate, but has also received criticism. So what is their response? So they have received a lot of criticism because their levels are much lower than, for example, California's and the EPA's and all of those standards. So I reached out to the EWG, and unfortunately they declined an interview, but they did give me a statement, and I'll read part of it. It says, the allowable limits of contaminants found in our food, air, drinking water, and many other consumer products are finalized after enormous pressure and influence from industry, and EWG scientists and many other experts regularly find that those legal limits are not health protective, particularly for vulnerable populations like children. So now that people are aware of glyphosate, would you say that people are worried that it might be in more of our food products?
Absolutely, and I reported on this earlier. The FDA has been doing a report since 2016. Their results are set to be released sometime soon, we hope. But they did find traces of glyphosate in honey, for example, and the unfortunate part is that farmers aren't spraying their beehives with glyphosate, so the FDA cannot hold them liable. While this is technically a violation, these beehives are accruing the glyphosate from the bees who are getting it from other crops around them. So there's really no regulation or anything they can do about it. Nature Valley, for example, just came out yesterday with a statement saying that they're going to remove 100% natural from their labels and going forward to kind of eliminate any risk of litigations or any lawsuits, and to really focus on making the product 100%. So this could be setting precedent for other brands that might be able to do the same thing or are thinking of it, or even listing glyphosate as an ingredient.
For sure. I want to turn our attention now to you, legal and media analyst Lionel of Lionel Media. So, Lionel, are we finally starting to see mainstream coverage of the issues around Roundup and glyphosate?
Absolutely. In fact, those of us who have been a part of and been following, and I'm not even sure if you can call it alternative media anymore, but social media platforms, we've known about this forever. Roundup Ready, glyphosate, GMOs, the fact that Bayer bought into this. Did they know about this? You're going to now hear that name, glyphosate, everywhere. You're going to see packaging change. You're going to see, remember all of a sudden when people said gluten-free, we're gluten-free. What's gluten? I don't know, but I want to be free of it. Once that happens with glyphosate, and once the momentum happens, and then when the multiplicity of lawsuits pick up, and when the trial bar, which I know something about, the plaintiff's bar picks up on this, is this the new tobacco litigation? Is this going to be something? But not only here, from around the world, what duties did they know? Did they know about this having toxic effects? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just the beginning.
Speaking of lawsuits, Bayer just merged with Monsanto earlier this year. And so from a legal standpoint, did they just inherit Monsanto's legal issues?
Can you say pig in a poke? Did they know about this? Imagine buying RJR or some type of Reynolds tobacco prior to this litigation. That remains to be seen. But you're going to see a perfect merger now of social media, also Madison Avenue and the like, and litigation, trying to ameliorate fears, trying to deal with this, but also trying to minimize potential exposure, because this Once it happens, you're going to see all of a sudden on TV, have you been injured? Do you know about glyphosate? Forget hit and run. And I don't mean to mock that, but trial law in the courtroom is normally the final tribunal for things that have monumental effects on what we as citizens involve ourselves in and consume. So get ready.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah, for that report, and Lionel for your insight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.